YouTube, IG, the Inventorgorilla, and it's my face, not some screen cap, some jerk off's stupid comments, people and their comments and not showing their face and running away, run away, run away. Anyway, I want to talk to you about Brett Keane. Now, I've had lots of people, give me their opinion on Brett Keane, and they're all wrong as far as my experience goes. Because, see, personally, I don't think it was Brett Keane who flagged my video. Because I don't think that that video was really something that he'd be upset with or anything like that. I don't think it was Brett Keane who flagged all this valor. And I think I do know who it is. But I can't prove it. We can't prove any of this flagging stuff. So, why bother? Moving on. Now, my personal experience with the man has been interesting, to say the least. It started off, he contacted me, he saw some of my videos, and he thought he would, he'd interview me and stuff, and he gave me a real easygoing interview, which I really wasn't expecting. I was really expecting more of a hard-hitting, gotcha kind of interview, and I was actually kind of looking forward to that, only because I think it would be entertaining to a lot of people, as... If you've been following my YouTube career, you know that I really don't mind being the butt of a joke or ponage or whatever. I don't mind. As long as people are entertained by it, I'm doing my job. That being said, I think that with my interactions with him, I've gotten to know him, and I don't know him very well, but I do know him well enough to say that I like him. That I enjoy talking to him. I enjoy being in group Skype calls with him. The dude cracks me up, And yes, I've seen all those videos, people. I've seen them all, but I've seen other videos too that I bet you haven't seen. See, the thing about the trolls that have been attacking Brett Keane is that they've been doing a really good job at this, mind you. They've been keeping all the attention on to Brett and twisting the things that he's done into this and that. And anybody with half a brain knows that edited video can be spun any way you want. It just can. That being said, what people aren't seeing are the videos of other people admitting to things that he's been accused of. But they don't have the same kind of reputation. Why is that? Just curious. I mean, I recently saw an Exiled video where she admits to creating sock accounts and flagging and all this stuff. And to be perfectly frank, I don't know what the history was behind it, and I don't care. My point is that here we have another YouTuber who's admitted to doing this out of anger or whatever reason, but they still don't have the same stigma attached to them. I think that's hypocrisy beyond measure. So, I think that unless you have actually spoken to the man one-on-one, then your opinion of him is purely conjecture. Even if you've watched the 10 or the 30 hours worth of videos out there, probably more, on him, you still don't know him. You may know what he has said in the past, but you still will not know him until you talk to him in the present. Now, this has been something that I've had to deal with myself. I've had to deal with the fact that when I first got onto YouTube, I was crazy. I mean, I really was. I look back at some of those videos and I'm like, what was going on in my head? And then I get to this point where, I want to talk to people and explain to people that, look, I don't feel that way anymore. I can't tell you why I felt that way. I don't really understand it myself. Yeah, I can analyze it and I can come up with why I think, I did this stuff. But the reality of it is, there's no real reason for it other than me being angry and expressing it in all these different ways. Because I really didn't know how to direct my anger into something positive. Now, enough about me. My point is that I've worked really hard at trying to reinvent the Inventorgorilla. And it's been hard. And the reason it's been hard is because people aren't willing to actually talk to me. People like Bionic Dance. Because she's afraid that after getting to know me, she'll realize that she totally categorized me completely wrong, and what she did was wrong. It was morally wrong for her to say a lot of the stuff she did about me, because she didn't know me well enough to make these assertions. Moving on. Oh, by the way, those of you who want to take your advice from Bionic Dance, there's a link in the description. And look at that photo and think to yourself, yeah, I'm going to take religious advice from her. All right? Back to topic at hand. I'm not saying that I condone any of the things that Brett has been accused of, whether he may have done them or haven't done them. I don't care. I really don't care. Because I would much rather live in reality. I'd much rather have an experience with the human being and then come to an understanding of what kind of human being he is, rather than sitting on my ass being fed all this manipulative troll crap. And most of you people here, that's what you do. You thrive on these trolling videos, on these videos that take people out of context and cause all this strife, And then you like to get up there and say, stop the drama, you're a drama whore, You're all a bunch of hypocrites. But that's okay. Just keep watching, okay? So, the bottom line here, guys, is that as a community, if we don't start letting people reinvent themselves, what kind of people are we? If you're going to keep badgering somebody over and over again for something that they said or did in the past, is that really humane? Doesn't it get to a point where you think, okay, someone's been punished enough? Someone's been trolled enough? Because if you're one of those people that can't let go of this anger, and you're thinking to yourself, no, I'm going to do this forever, and I know you're out there, you have a problem. You have a very deep-rooted emotional problem that you need to look into, because it's not normal for human beings to hold on to grudges forever. I'm not saying forget. I'm saying forgive and let it go. Let me ask you a question. Out of all the things that Mr. Brett Keane has been accused of, how many of those things affected you personally, directly? I'm just curious to see how many people in the comment section say, oh, he did this, and this is what it did to my life. And this is my justification for spending hours and hours and hours of putting all these videos together, creating all these channels, and being a complete nutcase. I want to read those. And then I want to make fun of you. Thanks for watching.